The Adventures of Ife and Hope, the Durbar Festival. Let's all go to Kano. We've been home for too long. Let's go to the Durbar Festival and enjoy ourselves there. What have you been doing today? I hope it's not been too boring for you. Hope you've had a good time today with your family. Some of you went online with your schoolmates, your friends. You saw them via the internet. Yes. So I know you all had a good time today. Every single one of you. So hurry, children, join us. We're all going to Kano State today. You know, that's the joy about books. You mustn't stay in one place. You can go to so many different places through books. Oh, what were you studying online? Chiptoxy. I don't know who's what name, but I'll call the name that it's on the account. I don't know if it. Oh, no kids at home. Oh, lovely. I would love to see more children joining before I start the book reading. It's a lovely time when you listen to stories. Hello, Tinuke. Oh, project management, Chiptoxy, lovely. I'm sure that's a bit too advanced for the children for today. That's a bit too advanced. So yes. So I'm going to show you some pictures as I read. I don't know how clear it will be, but I hope the kids can see the picture as I read. So this book was written by Laide Akin and illustrated by Henry Eze Okeke. So Henry made the pictures, these beautiful pictures you can see here, while I wrote the story. And that's how to read. And because of the information in this book, we got some information about this book from the Kano State History and Culture Bureau and a travel book author called Leslie. You know, it's always good to get your facts right when you write about anywhere. You don't want to give false information in your storybooks or in your stories, except it's fiction. So let's start. So that is Ife. The name of the book is Adventures of Ife and Hope. So that is Ife lying on her bed with the teddy bear. That's Ife lying on her bed with the teddy bear. She's just waking up in the morning. And she's thinking to herself. She's saying, I wonder what Dad has planned for the holidays. Ife said to Hope as they both lay on her bed staring at the ceiling. You can see Ife there staring at the ceiling. She knew whatever it was, it would be fun. Dad always had something special planned to make the holidays exciting. You know, there's been a Salah holiday, the Eid holiday. So that's Ife lying down during the holidays. Ife is 6 years old. She's an only child who lived in a bungalow in Yaba, Lagos State, with her parents. Hope, the teddy bear, was her best friend. She had found Hope on cleanup day at Elegushi Beach. She went for cleanup day Some of you don't know what a cleanup day is. A cleanup day is a time when you clean up your environment with your school, with your parents. You make sure your environment is clean and you place the trash where they need to be. You know, because of this corona, the environment needs to be kept clean. Your environment needs to be kept clean. You need to pick up dirt, you need to put them in the dustbin, and you need to keep your hands clean. You need to keep your environment clean and always use your hand sanitizer. So she had found Hope on a Legushi beach, and they had been inseparable ever since, except for her time in school, because Ife knew she had to concentrate in class. Ife got out of bed and tucked in the bed sheet until it was smooth. Then she brushed her teeth until they were squeaky clean. It's always good to brush your teeth in the morning. You know, in the morning there are many things you should do. One of them is brushing your teeth. That is Ife having breakfast. Ife likes her breakfast. What's that smell, Hope? The aroma of pancakes filled the bedroom, and Ife wobbled with Hope in her arms to the kitchen. Daddy, ekaro, mommy. She greeted her parents, giving them a big hug. Ekaro, my dear. Can you guess where we're going for the holidays, Ife? Dad asked her, taking a sip of coffee. You can see Dad with his coffee, reading the newspaper at the dining table. No, please tell me. I'm so excited, Dad. We're all going to Kano State for the Durbar. So let's all go to Kano State now. We mustn't sit at home. We can go to Kano tonight and come back before the time runs out. That's the joy of books. We are all going to Kano State for the Durbar. Alhaji Abubakar, a work colleague, and his wife have invited us to spend the holidays with them in Kano. Mom asked Ife if she knew where Kano was in Nigeria. After a moment's thought, Ife replied, I know, Mom. I know where Kano is. Kano is a state in northern Nigeria. That's Kano. Kano is in Nigeria and it's in the northern part of the country. Her parents clapped with delight, and Mom said, Ife, you're right. But there is still a lot you need to know. When you finished your pancakes, I will lend you my phone, and you can learn all you need to know about the Durbar festival. You can see Ife with her phone. Most of the kids here now use their phone. You go to school through your computers, through your phone. So you understand what Ife was doing there, checking Google, checking for information about Kano Durbar. You can see her. Very intelligent girl, Ife is. She said after breakfast, Ife and her mom lent Ife her phone, and Ife learned everything about the Durbar festival. It was discovered that the Durbar is an annual festival celebrated in northern Nigeria and marking the end of Ramadan fast. It begins with prayers, followed by a parade of the emir and his entourage on horses, and ends at the emir's palace. So the Durbar is a very big event in the northern part of the country, but this book is talking about the one in Kano State. There's a crowd of people, celebrants, everyone just to watch the emir and all his princes, all his horsemen, all of them parading in the city. It's such a beautiful, all of them dressed up colorfully. It is a beautiful sight to behold. And the Durbar started 200 years ago. 200 years, that's a very long time, when regiments used horses to protect the emirates. So the pictures on the phone excited Ife. Oh, Daddy, the Durbar sounds like so much fun. I can't wait to find out what it will be like. So that's Ife sleeping on her bed, dreaming about horses. That's what she's thinking the Durbar is about. She's thinking she's going to ride on the she's thinking she's going to be among the horsemen riding in look at all the sunflowers around Ife. You know, children love children love colors. Children love you love flowers. I know some of you love flowers. You love horses. That's Ife dreaming on her bed. So Ife ran to her room to pack her clothes, and that night, after mom had tucked her into bed, she dreamt about horses. She dreamt about horses. So early the next morning, the whole family headed to the airport to catch their flights to Kano. So that's them with the Abubakar family. Look at the joy. You know, Ife has new friends. She's made friends with the Abubakar children. She's having so much fun already. The Abubakar family were there to pick them up at the airport in Kano. Ife noticed how hot Kano was compared with Lagos, and she used a hanky to wipe the beads of sweat on her forehead and her nose. Alhaji Abubakar's baritone voice filled the air as he shook hands with his friend Mr. Goke. Welcome to Kano. So during holidays is always a good time to mix with friends, but because of corona virus, COVID-19, we have not been able to socialize like before. You've not been able to meet your friends, your neighbors, but through books you can socialize. You can meet with people, new people. Today you are meeting with Ife. You are not sitting at home bored. You're going to the Durbar to meet new people. So Haja Abubakar and Mrs. Goke greeted each other. The children introduced themselves to each other, and Ife met the children Farida, Abu, and Hafsat, who were 7, 6, and 4. They introduced themselves to Ife and Hope. What's your name and what's the name of your beautiful teddy bear? Asked Farida. My name is Ife and this is my best friend Hope. All the Abubakar children wanted to play with Hope. We will show you around Kano, they said to her. It will be so much fun. So let's keep going on our journey to Kano. Let's keep going to Kano. Kano is a very, very interesting place to be. And that's the Durbar. I don't know whether you can see the pictures. It's so colorful. There are horsemen everywhere, musicians everywhere. All the horsemen, all the horsemen are there. Thank you, House of Phoebe. I know you love the pictures. Your children love the pictures. I'm sure of that. So they traveled by horse into they traveled by bus into the city. Thank you. To watch the Durbar parade. Ife could see the countless horses with their colorfully dressed royal riders. Wow, this is so beautiful, Mom. I wish I could ride on one just like I did in my dream. Noise and dust filled the air as they joined the throng of people walking to watch the spectacle, the parade. Ife begged her dad to lift her up on his shoulders. Here, she sat on his shoulders so she could enjoy the parade. He teased her, saying she was too heavy, but he carried her anyway. Our dads are always there to do all the heavy liftings. Thank you to all our daddies out there. She felt on top of the world and could now see everything so much better. She saw horsemen clad in purple turbans, waving glistening swords. Swords, don't go near swords, children. Don't go near swords. They are sharp. Only adults can carry them. Trained adults. Little princes about her age riding on ponies. Musicians and acrobats entertaining the crowd. The Durbar was a sight to behold. The Durbar is a sight to behold. And that's why we are in Kano. That's the Emir of Kano on his horse. Can you see him? I think you can see Ife somewhere in this corner. That's Ife there. Trying to, you know, look with her friend Farida. Suddenly, the emir's guard heralded the arrival of the emir with bursts of fire from an ancient musket. Ranke Shidede, Ranke Shidede. Alayate Meke Seriki filled the air as the crowd cheered the royal entourage. Oh, everybody was shouting together, hailing the emir, excited to see the emir. What does that mean? Ife asked Farida, who told her it was a Hausa greeting. Farida told her it was a Hausa greeting for royalty, and it meant, may you live long and may God protect the king. Farida pointed to a man sitting on a camel. That's him. Oh, Kano is a fun place to be. It truly is. You know, she pointed to the emir sitting on his horse, you know, with a huge parasol, you know, twirling parasol. A twirling parasol, that is a twirling parasol. It's like a very big umbrella, very, very big. They use it to protect the people from the sun. You know, that's the emir of Kano. He's the traditional ruler of Kano and the keeper of their traditions. Raising her right fist up, this is how they greet the emir in Kano, like this. Ranke Shidede. Ranke Shidede. And the emir now waved to all of them as he and his entourage rode slowly past. Food time. It's time for food. The best time of the day. It's almost dinner time. I'm sure some of you can't wait to have dinner, so let Light Auntie go on. So finally, the horsemen raised their swords and charged at full gallop to stop a few feet away from the emir. The crowds cheered, and as the sun began to go down, the Durbar was finally over. Alhaji Abubakar gathered his family and guests and drove them home to have a sumptuous meal. Yeah, that is a sumptuous meal. You can see them sitting on the carpet, on this beautiful carpet. People in the north eat like this as a family. They love eating together as a family on a beautiful rug. So they had tuwon shinkafa and miyan kuka. Tuwon shinkafa is like, I don't most of you know what eba is, so it's like eba but made with rice. Tuwon shinkafa is like eba and made with rice. Tinuke will soon finish the story and you can go and have your dinner. And miyan kuka is a soup. It's green in color, somehow dark green. It's dark green in color, and it's made from powdered baobab leaves and dried okra. So, have you ever eaten tuwon shinkafa and miyan kuka before? Abu asked. No, I haven't, and it tastes so delicious, Ife said. She ate so fast that a drop of soup fell on her dress and the children giggled. Ife's dad thanked their host for a delicious meal, saying his family had enjoyed it. Madala, Alhaji Abubakar replied as his wife smiled broadly at the compliment. It had been a long day and everyone was tired. The children had a bath and a cup of warm milk, as was the tradition in the Abubakar household. So the tradition in the Abubakar household, some of you have your traditions in your family. Some of you always pray before you go to bed. You always do, there are special things that you do as a family, you know, that you may not see in other families. So that is your own routine. That's your tradition in your family. You know, and I would love to hear maybe later what some of the traditions are in your own family. So the tradition in this family was the children had to have a cup of milk before they went to bed. So in what seemed like a blink of an eye, it was morning again. So it was time to go into the city of Kano. You can see the walls of Kano. Yes, Chip Talks Tea. Your dinner is always at 6 p.m. So they drove in what seemed like a blink of an eye. It was the morning again. Wake up, Ife called Farida gently. We have many things planned for today, so you need to get ready. Are we going to Lagos now? Ife asked groggily as she rubbed the sleep from her eyes. No, we are doing something much more adventurous. We are going to the Dala Hill. Yes, milk makes us sleep well. So, oh Farida, that sounds like so much fun. Ife was no longer sleepy as she rushed to get ready. When Ife heard they were going to the Dala Hill, oh, it's lovely. We're going there very soon. Everyone had a breakfast of kunun jeda and kose. Kose is akara, which Ife munched happily. She slipped some kose into her pocket to take with her. At last, they were ready and set off, admiring the ancient city walls, which seemed to go on forever. The Kano city walls are there to protect, well, they've lasted ages, maybe as long as the Emirates was, probably 200 years, who knows. And they were made to protect the Emirate from intruders. It's just like having a gate in your house or a door in your house where not anybody can just walk in. So that's what all these walls are. These walls are there to protect the city of Kano. So now we are going up the Dala Hill. Let's all climb up. Let's wear our shoes and climb up the hill. Let's climb up the hill with Ife and Hope and Farida. When they arrived at Dala Hill, Ife stared in awe. It looked so high that she wondered how they would make it to the top. Their guide for the day, a lanky man called Malam Aliyu. I think Malam Aliyu is here. This is him here. You know, gave them a warm welcome. He led them to the foot of the hill, where a flight of steps led upwards. Children, do you know how many steps there are on this hill? Malam Aliyu asked. When they shook their heads, he told them to count as they climbed. 1, 2, 3. The children skipped up the craggy stairs. As they took the last step, they chorused a breathless and triumphant 999. 999? Quite right, children, said Malam Aliyu. There are 999 steps on the Dala Hill. We did it, Hope. We did it, Hope. Ife wanted to do a victory dance at the top, but it looked a long way down, and she didn't want to fall. No, she didn't want to dance at the top of the hill, at the edge of the hill. The top of the hill was flat, so the children could walk around safely as long as they didn't get close to the edge. So that's Ife and Hope. See them at the top of the hill, looking over the city of Kano. Everybody, Malam Aliyu, Ife's mommy, Hope, Ife's dad, Mr. Abubakar, Alhaji Abubakar, all his children, Hafsat, Farida, Abu, and Haja Abubakar. All of them are at the top of the hill, admiring the hill. When they arrived at Dala Hill, Ife stared in awe. Oh, she really was in awe. So Malam Aliyu told them the story of the Dala Hill. Yes, 999 is a large, it's a big number. It's a very big number. Malam Aliyu told them the story of the Dala Hill, how it was named after a hunter who once lived on the hill, and how it used to be covered with a thick forest until their forefathers decided to settle down around it. Forefathers mean your great 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 grandparents. Those are your forefathers. You know, the forefathers of Kano State all settled here. They were the first people who came there, and they cleared the whole place of the forest and they started living there. So there's a well on the hill called Karen Kukanka, which means finish up your cry. Legend has it, said the guide, that a number of people and animals had fallen into the well and could not be rescued because it was so deep. He continued, in times of danger, a mysterious smoke emerges out of the well to warn the settlers. Ife shivered. Ooh, she hugged Hope tightly. You know, the story of people falling into the well scared Ife. The family spent some time at the top of the Dala hill, enjoying the cool breeze and admiring the spectacular views of the ancient city of Kano. When she got back into the boat, Ife could not stop thinking about her time at the top of Dala hill. It was an unforgettable experience. Yes, Tinuke, we have a great view of Kano here, right from our homes, and that's the joy of books, children. You know, some of you are bored sitting at home. You are only bored because you do not want to go out, and you do not want to go out because you do not want to pick up a book. Once you pick up a book, you can go out. You mustn't go out physically, but you can go outside through books. You can explore any part of the world through books. You know, buy books, read books, enjoy books. So now they were on their way for a fun activity at the Kofa Mata Dye Pits. That's the Kofa Mata Dye Pits. Now we are on our way to the Kofa Mata Dye Pits, Haja Abubakar announced. Ife, have you heard about it? No, ma, I haven't, she replied shyly. Everyone listened quietly as Haja Abubakar began to explain. The Kofa Mata Dye Pits. This is the dye pit. This is the dye. You can see the dye here. That's the dye. The Kofa Mata Dye Pit has been in existence for over 500 years, since 1498. Each of these pits has been passed down from father to son for generations. Some of the indigo turbans, those colorful purple turbans at the Durbar, were made at these pits. They were all made here. You can see some of the fabric that they've dyed drying in the air. That's Ife. That's Ife. That's Farida. That's Mrs. Abubakar and Ife's mom. So that's the pit with the dye. You know, they spent the day speaking to the dyers and admiring the dyeing process at the dye pit. It was fascinating to watch the dyers dip white garments in and out of the special indigo dye. So they went in and out, and Ife and Farida were fascinated by it. Mrs. Goke and Haja Abubakar bought some of the fabrics. See them here. And then they all headed home for an early dinner, followed by prayers and bed. On the final day of the Kano holiday, Ife sat sadly on her bed. She was going to miss Farida, Hafsat and Abu, just like I'll miss all you children now. It's almost time for our Kano trip to come to an end, so let's go shopping in the market. You know, Ife packed her bag and mom helped make sure she did not forget anything. They had a quick breakfast with some zobo drink. Zobo drink is made from hibiscus flower. Very delicious. Very delicious. But you don't want to get it on your clothes. You don't want to get it on your clothes. It's hard to come off. Then they headed to the Kurumi market. The Kurumi market is a very big market in Kano, said to be the oldest in West Africa. Ife's mom bought a new handmade leather bag for herself, a Fulani outfit for Ife, and a ribbon for Hope. See Hope looking beautiful there. And Ife's dad bought a leather briefcase and kilishi, a dried meat delicacy popular with the houses. So the Kano market is known for their leather goods. Leather is made out of animal hide. The skin of the animal is dried and processed to make leather. And leather can be used to make belts, make bags, make beautiful things, you know, that you wear around the house. Either you or your parents wear. So, oh, it's time. Who is that that's looking sad there? I think that is that is Abu looking sad. He doesn't want them to go. Finally, they hurriedly headed to the airport to catch their flight to Kano. Thank you, Alhaji and Haja Abubakar, for being such great hosts. The Gokes promised to visit again and also invited the Abubakars to come to Lagos sometime. Ife hugged her new friends and said she will miss them. Yes, the real Iceman. Children love kilishi a lot. It's a bit strong for their teeth, but the taste makes them to suck on the meat. They keep chewing it till it gets soft enough, and then they can chew it. Everyone loves kilishi. Most people love kilishi, but of course not children that haven't formed teeth. You have to have teeth to be able to eat kilishi. Back in Lagos, they are back in Lagos. Ife is back in school. Back in Lagos, the Gokes returned to their usual routine and Ife went back to school. Good morning, Mrs. Fadekemi. Ife and her classmates chorused as their teacher walked into the classroom. Miss Fadekemi asked them if they had enjoyed their holiday. Then she told them to get out their pencils and notepads and write about how they had spent the holiday. Ife smiled to herself. She was looking forward to telling her classmates all about the great fun she had in Kano with Hope, her parents, and her new friends, the Abubakars. She made sure she included something about the airport, the Kano Durbar, Dala Hill, Kofarmata Dye Pits, Kurmi Market, and the delicious meals Mrs. Abubakar prepared for them. Oh, see Ife thinking about Kano and all the great fun she had. Yes, so let's have a recap. Let's see all the great fun Ife had. You can see her at the Kurmi Market. You can see her at the Kofarmata Dye Pits, at the Dala Hill, walking up the Dala Hill with her friends, driving to the Dala Hill, having the sumptuous dinner with the Abubakars. Oh, she remembered the emir. She wrote about that. All the musicians, the acrobats at the parade. She talked about the airport. And yes, and we have come back to the beginning. Yes, it all started from here, from Ife waking up in the morning and thinking about how she was going to spend her holiday. So that is the end of the story, Ife and Hope. I hope you all enjoyed it, children, parents. I hope you enjoyed it. So I wonder where next Ife is going to. I wonder where next, and this next adventure is going to, the next one is going to be interesting. And I can tell you that someone might get lost. So I hope you enjoyed it. Someone might get lost. Someone might get lost. So you can get a copy of this book from Roving Heights. You know, at the back of the book, there's more information at the back of the book for anything you don't understand. It's always better when you read. When you read it. The next adventure, the real Iceman. The next adventure. Should I say? Okay, I might say, but it's going to be interesting. I can tell you that someone might get lost. Someone might get lost. So the real Iceman, you asked, how is Ife coping with COVID-19? Ife loves traveling and Ife loves reading. So Ife is reading all manner of storybooks from Roving Heights bookstore. She's reading all books and she cannot wait for this lockdown to be over so she can go visiting new places, especially places she has read in some of the books. Yes, so you can, Mr. Dapo. Oh, Dapo. You can get this book and others from Roving Heights bookstores. You can get this book and more from Roving Heights bookstores. So I don't know if there's any child that wants to ask a question or call in. You know, any child that wants to. Ife is a Roving Heights ambassador. That's why she's here with you from Roving Heights. She's an ambassador. Every child who reads, every child is an ambassador of Roving Heights bookstore. They always encourage children to read, especially now with this lockdown. Ife is keeping safe at home, observing the social distancing rules. She can't play with her friends like before. You know, she's greeting them from afar. She's not shaking hands. She's not hugging. She's washing her hands every single day. Every opportunity she gets, she washes her hands. She uses her hand sanitizers. She wears her nose masks. She attends school online. I know some children cannot attend online, but you can read books. You can read books. You know, some children don't have access to education right now, but they might have access to a book or two, and you know, they can use that to keep themselves occupied. So is there any child that wants to call in? Is there any child that wants to? We have some gifts from Roving Heights. Actually, Roving Heights is giving out some of these books to children. So they have a few copies. So you have to send them a message through the DM. Send them a message and they will tell you where to pick up your book from. So you have to hurry because they have limited copies of this book to give out to kids. So I hope you all had a Tinuke, you have a question. What's your question? Do you want to call in? Do you want to call in? Do you want to join this live? You can type in your question. Thank you everyone who logged in, who listened to the story time with Roving Heights and Adventures of Ife and Hope. I'm the author of this book, Laide Akin. I wrote this book and I've written other books. And I cannot wait to take Ife on more adventures. More adventures. But I can give you a secret. Ife is going to be in Nigeria. Her next trip is still going to be in Nigeria. Maybe she would go abroad next time. Thank you, the real Iceman. Thank you for your time. Okay, I see that Tinuke, I'm still waiting for your question. You have a question before I before I allow you children to have your dinner. It's lovely, lovely. It's lovely reading with you. It's lovely telling you stories. Oh, I have a foodie. I have a foodie. Oh, is Ife a foodie? Ife loves food a lot. And yes, she loves trying out new food. During this lockdown, one of the ways you can enjoy yourselves as children is to try out new things with your boys and girls. Try out new different recipes with your mom in the kitchen. Try out new recipes. So all have a lovely evening. It was nice reading with you and to you. I hope you all enjoyed the story of Adventures of Fifi and Hope. You can pick up this book and lots of other beautiful books from Roving Heights bookstore. They are in Lagos here, they are in Abuja, and you can also shop online. Have a lovely evening, children, and take care of yourselves. Be good, be safe, and be happy. Happy Children's Day. Bye bye.